This is Dr. Reuben Chen, and welcome to the Vital Signs Podcast. Hi, this is Dr. Reuben Chen, and welcome to another Vital Signs Podcast. Today we have a very cool topic to talk about, something that is super relevant, I think, for many people, not just for the holiday season, but just in general, especially with stresses of today. But before we get started, I wanted to do a shout out to our main sponsor, which is Sunrider International. Sunrider International, if you don't know, they make the best herbal health food products on the market. All of the products are designed and developed in-house. So they have a very special research and developing arm of Sunrider where they do all of the research for all of the herbal supplements they have. And they have herbal supplements, all of them for things like today we're going to talk about stress, things to help with stress, things to help with mental clarity, also all kinds of teas along with even things like herbal toothpaste and herbal detergent. So all kinds of great all natural and clean products. So they can be found at www.sunrider.com. So with that being said, let's get to our topic today. Our topic is very relevant, especially for the holiday season. And just in general, I think as people are dealing with stresses from being at home, dealing with the stresses of the pandemic, I have found that with a lot of my patients, I have been seeing a lot of injuries and pain issues related to the pandemic. And a lot of that is because of stress. A lot of that is because of lack of activity. I have a lot of patients that are coming in because of back pain, shoulder pain, or old injuries that are coming out because they have not been very active. And so I think that these type of things are definitely taking a toll on people. There has been a lot of documented increase in alcohol abuse, drug abuse. And so these are things that, when you take things that are bad for your body, it causes stress as well to your system, to your mind as well. So let's talk about ways to de-stress, especially during this holiday season. So I did mention before about one of the areas that definitely has been causing stress. So is lack of activity. So the reason is that when your body is not active, it releases or is under a different kind of stress because of being unhealthy. Your body can release hormones like cortisol that actually cause you to gain more weight and also can make you, like lose your hair, have acne. It can prematurely age your body. So these type of things are things that need to be addressed. So inactivity by itself, just sitting around doing nothing, is also a kind of thing that can cause a lot of psychological and physical stress. I know it sounds counterintuitive, but your body is meant to move. And when you exercise, when you go out and do active things, you'll notice that you feel a lot better and you'll feel more uplifted. So my recommendation when it comes to exercise is to try and do something every single day for at least 30 minutes. I know it can be tough for some people, but I mean, it doesn't have to be some sophisticated workout. It could be something as simple as going outside for a walk for 30 minutes a day. I have one of my patients. He was quite obese, and he's been making an effort to walk every day. And he started with half an hour, and now he's gone up to an hour a day trying to lose weight. And I think he's lost something like 30 pounds during the pandemic. So he has been doing great, and a lot of people have been doing that. So I So exercise, physical activity, keeping the muscles strong is very important. So any kind of physical activity is great, but something consistent and something that gets your heart going. So like I don't know if I think a great investment is to get a heart rate monitor and just sort of monitor where your heart rate is. But if your heart rate doesn't get really very high, like even above 100 beats per minute, probably not doing a lot of activity. So you want to get up and get moving as much as you can. Now, some people may have some kind of physical limitations, and obviously do what you can within your physical ability to do so, whether it's using a chair, or sometimes people use hand bikes where it's something where you spin it with your hands. You can get things like a rowing machine, or any kind of like thing that gets your heart rate going. It's very important to at least 30 minutes a day. Try and do more if you can. So that is my recommendation to help with that stress, because again, inactivity can cause undue stress. It can cause pain in the body. These are things that will creep up. If you've noticed that you've all of a sudden had more back pain and more hip pain, a lot of that probably is due to the inactivity. The muscles will atrophy. A lot of what I've seen a lot of is like glute or your butt area. The muscles around that butt area can get very weak and they'll atrophy because we're always sitting around looking at the computer all day long. So it's really important to get out there and move as much as you can. Walking, again, is very good. Running, biking, I know biking has become very popular, but get out and get that heart rate going. Okay, another thing, probably completely opposite of exercise, is meditation. So meditation is something that you can use meditation apps. You can do guided meditation. That's probably what I would suggest in the beginning. So many YouTube channels that do guided meditation. And basically what that is somebody sort of talking you through the motion of meditation, teaching you how to do it yourself. And I'd recommend you to just find a time and place to do some meditation every day. If you can do it for 10 minutes, that's great. If you can do it for longer, that's even better. There's been a lot of research that shows that there are brain changes that happen when you do meditation on a regular basis. The stress levels and the stress hormones that are released in your body are released at a much lower level. You're able to perceive things better. Your brain becomes sharper. Meditation is different than sleeping. I know people will say like, well, I just sort of close my eyes and I fall asleep. Meditation is actually an active activity. When you close your eyes and you're meditating, you're actually trying to focus and clear your mind and make sure your mind is as open as possible. And that helps you to be able to control some of the errant thoughts. And sometimes in meditation, a lot of people who do meditation, like I do at least 30 minutes of meditation a day. Sometimes it helps me realize what kind of thoughts are really stressing me out. Because when I close my eyes, there's nothing else there. I can sort of see the crazy thoughts that have been sort of lurking in behind, and they just start bombarding me a little bit. And that will, when I realize that, I notice like, okay, so these are the thoughts that are really stressing me out right now. I need to calm those down and I need to push those aside, at least for this next 30 minutes to an hour that I have for meditation, and to let myself calm and see through that. One of the things that I hear from a lot of therapists is the term, this too will pass. And when we have our stressful moments, when we have sometimes our big freak out times, sometimes we super focus on those freak out moments, and it makes us feel like this is forever. We always look at at children when they freak out over little things. Like I've got kids and they just go nuts over, somebody took my candy or something. And to them, it's the world, right? This one little piece of candy that the brother may have taken or something. And they get very stressed out about that. Well, as we get older, it's not to say that our stresses are just the same as a little piece of candy, but sometimes we do need to take a few steps back, maybe see the bigger picture, and meditation can definitely help with that. So I recommend meditation to help you step away from the crazy things that you may be dealing with on a regular basis and get some clarity on that. I personally usually do meditation either like as soon as I get up in the morning or before I go to bed, and to make sure my mind is clear. And for me, I do a lot of stuff in the morning. So first thing in the morning is usually the best for me, but whatever is a good time. I definitely, I don't usually recommend in the middle of the day because then there's a lot of stuff that starts going on in your head and it's hard to really calm that down. It's a lot easier to do it either first thing in the morning or before you're going to bed. So along those lines, some things that also help to de-stress, to give you perspective on things, or things like journal writing, which I definitely recommend as well. Just to give you some perspective, why things are crazy, sometimes writing it out, giving yourself sort of that outsider's perspective can help you take a deep breath. Almost always, whenever I start writing in my journal, then writing about what happened the day before, it never seems as bad when I'm writing it out as when I was in the middle of it. When I'm in the middle of it, I'm always like, oh my gosh, this is the worst thing ever. And then the next day, as I'm writing it out, I'm like, oh, this is Tuesday, and it maybe is not as bad as, when you're looking back, it's never as bad. So as somebody told me, life is like walking through a rose bush. As you're walking through, you get cut by all the thorns and that are all the rose thorns. But when you get to the other side and you look back, all you see are the roses. So it's something that's always stuck in my head. And it's been very consistent that whenever I look back, I do remember the good things, or at least I want to. I feel like we are programmed, our body, probably evolutionarily, our minds are programmed in that way. So when we look back, we remember positive things as a way to help keep our psyche healthy. So that's a really good thing. So along with that, and so journal writing is what I would say good habits. So habits that help you do things that help you keep clarity. So journal writing, again, meditation, exercise. Also, I would take, and these are all different things, not necessarily something that you have to do all the time, but take some time for yourself to do a you activity, right? Something that you like, not that everybody else, not, okay, I got to get the family together, or this is what my parents want to do or something, but what do you want to do? And take some personal time, at least once a week, to do something that you like. For me, that's usually archery. So archery for me has a very meditative experience. You're really focusing, and also generally it's a quiet time for me because I'm trying to focus on my shot. It also sort of has, and I know this sounds random, but it has sort of nothing to do with my work, has nothing to do with my family. It really has no productive effect on anything. Like when I go to do archery, it's not like it's helping me do anything, right? I'm not making money from it, or it's not helping my work. It's really just for me. And not to indulge in something like that, like watch television all day long, that's sort of, but take a time out where you get to work on you, something that you enjoy, that is personal to yourself. Could be anything. You know, like some people might go and also one of the things is like train jiu-jitsu, which I also like to do. My daughter, she is really into sewing right now. She just takes time and just makes little things. She's made about like 50 masks for everybody for the pandemic. And so, I mean, she just, when she gets stressed out, she just goes and starts sewing on her sewing machine, and that's what she wants to do. And so, finding an activity that you like to do, doesn't, you don't need to even really be good at it, just something that you like to do, you have interest in, and have some you time away from everybody else. Doesn't necessarily even have to be productive, just as long as it doesn't interfere with your daily activities, but finding a little bit of that time every week to just spend on you. Can be anything. So this is one thing as well that's very important, is find time to spend with family and friends that make you feel better about yourself. So, and what I mean by that is that everybody has those people that they are required to be around. And not to say that family and friends aren't good, but if you feel a lot of stress, say, you know, you are homeschooling your kids all the time, you know, and you are trying to stay calm, probably hanging out with your kids during the time that you're supposed to be relaxed isn't going to be what's going to help relax you. You may need maybe a guy's night out or a girl's night out, and to spend it with some friends that you can talk to and make you feel better about yourself. So I know that all these things sound so selfish, but again, it's about balance. So if you are spending all of your energy helping other people, you have to spend some time also helping yourself. And that is an important thing. You can't be obviously 100% focused on just on yourself and not anybody else. But you know, you have to balance it out with a little bit of you time and a little bit of other people's time, so that you don't get spent in the wrong places. And only you probably know where that balance lies, how much time you need to spend on yourself versus how much time you need to spend on other people, your family, your friends, people who require your time. But you know, there's been a lot of research out there that shows that spending time with caring friends and talking to caring friends and family can be almost as beneficial as going to see a therapist, where you sit down and talk with somebody. Now, that being said, if you don't have any family or friends that you can talk to, it might be a good idea to make an appointment with a therapist, just so you have somebody that you can talk to, you know, vent, air out some of your ideas with them, somebody who is there just for you. And that's an important thing, is to have that time to be the kind of person that you want to be and be around people that appreciate yourself. Now, doesn't mean that it's like that all the time, but it's good to have a little bit of a break from the grind. You need to get away from doing Zoom calls with coworkers or something. Find, you know, your friend from college or something that you just like to talk random stuff with, and that might be what you need to do every once in a while. But it's important to have that time to relax. And socially, you have to socially relax as well. So be around people that help you be relaxed. Here is an interesting one, and I probably is an obvious one, but get plenty of sleep. I know during the pandemic, some of us have been sleeping either way too much or way not enough, but sleep is probably the cheapest and easiest and most powerful performance enhancing activity that you can think of. There's tons of research out there about the benefits of sleep on mood, on body's ability to heal itself, on memory. Just recovery in general is so necessary with sleep. Hormones are released during sleep that help your body to grow and to strengthen and to heal itself. So if you miss out on proper sleep, you're missing out on important things. So sleep is super important. So I would recommend everybody getting that recommended 7 to 8 hours a night. Obviously, saying it from a medical doctor's point of view, everybody knows that most doctors will say that, but I do recommend it. A lot of people will say stuff like, yeah, I'm a 5-hour a night person. There are some people that can sleep on maybe 5 or 6 hours a night, but they are exceedingly rare. Exceedingly rare. There are not very many of them. And so if you see somebody and you sort of force yourself into that lifestyle thinking that this is for you, I definitely recommend you getting that 7 to 8 hours a night. You will see and you will feel a definite difference. So getting enough sleep is important. Now, oversleeping also has its detriments. So if you're sleeping like 11 to 12 hours, that can really it affects how your brain works as well. So if you notice yourself sleeping all day long, that is too much. Again, there's too much of a good thing. And if you're sleeping 11, 12 hours a day, you probably, unless you're a teenager, which teenagers do that, but most people shouldn't be sleeping 11 to 12 hours a day. Okay, so along with those are kinds of activities, things that you can do to help you take off the stress. There are some foods as well. So there's some foods that help you with taking off the stress, and some foods that make stress worse. It's hard to say which ones though, but ones usually are if you are requiring to consume high amounts of caffeinated beverages, so like espressos, Red Bulls, things that have high caffeine in them, and you're consuming that every single day to keep yourself going, I recommend against that. That can cause you to feel jittery. It accelerates your anxiety. So that's definitely something that you need to probably steer away from. Also, avoiding just in general junk food if you can. The reason is that during this time, it can be really easy to fall into that idea of taking on those comfort foods. I think I mentioned before earlier in that weight gain and letting yourself sort of go and eating and consuming foods that do that can definitely accelerate some of the stress on your body. Minimizing alcohol use, especially, I know that sounds almost opposite, that you think alcohol would calm yourself. And sure, maybe a little bit every once in a while is good, but what I've seen, and a lot of research is bearing this out, is that during stressful times, people are consuming way higher levels of alcohol than they should, and then what is healthy for the body. And when you abuse alcohol, it puts stress on different organs in the body, stress on the liver, it puts stress on the brain. So consuming high levels of alcohol, and what I mean by that is if you're drinking more than one drink a day, then you definitely need to probably cut back. Multiple drinks a day, especially if it's on a weekend, if it's like in the middle of the day. And if you start noticing that, then that is something that you need to keep an eye on. I have seen, unfortunately, a number of deaths related to high alcohol use during stressful periods. And unfortunately, those have been recent ones, especially now. So alcohol use, drug use, those type of things are being accelerated. People are taking tons of that stuff, and it really needs to If you or your friend, or you see a friend dealing with it in a bad way, definitely, contact somebody, make an intervention. It's important to have people cut back. But any kinds of food that cause excessive weight gain, things that are high in sugar, high in carbohydrates, that is definitely also a stress on your body. So that excess weight gain is lots of stress. So try to cut back as much as you can. If you're going to go to somebody's home and eat a lot of food, make sure that you keep it in as moderation as you can. Obviously, one day of eating a lot with family and friends isn't going to tip you over the edge. But if you're doing it for the next couple of months or longer, then definitely need to keep an eye on that. So, okay, and then here is one of the other topics that is interesting is what kind of supplements can help with mood, especially with helping you to stay calm. So there are all kinds of different herbal supplements out there that I know of that can help. One of them is an herb called valerian root. Valerian root is very good. It's used for things like, can be used for helping with anxiety. It's been researched for things like depression. Sunrider has a product called Ease that uses valerian root along with a combination of other herbs. It's designed to help relax the body. Can also help with sleep if you're having issues with getting to bed because of anxiety or racing thoughts. It's really good for that. It does sort of smells like garbage. It's a horrible smell, but it works very well and it works pretty quickly. Most people, when they take it, they probably experience the effect within maybe like 5-10 minutes. And so it is, Sunrider's Ease is very, very concentrated as well. So usually, like one or two capsules is usually good enough. And it does help calm the body very quickly. It's not a downer, so it's not like doesn't have any kind of medications in it that cause you to get drunk or anything like that. These are just herbs that help calm down your brain a little bit and helps you to relax yourself. And it can help you. Some people take it in the middle of the day to help their mind, calm down a bit. But it's a great product. I myself use Ease. If I've been having a rough day, I probably take it right before I go to bed, help my mind sort of clear itself out, and then it's a lot easier for me to get to bed. Different types of teas as well. There are all kinds of teas out there. Sunrider also has something called Kali Night, like a calming tea. Things like warm milk. Warm milk, actually, when you heat milk, it does release certain enzymes in the milk that help to calm your nervous system. So having a nice tea that doesn't have added caffeine to it, obviously, to help calm your mind. Usually herbal teas are going to be the best for that. So things that are really based around the tea leaf probably are not great, because usually they have quite a bit of added caffeine. So something like an herbal tea, like Kali Night, can really help calm yourself. And the heat itself does calm your body. So if you have, usually I would say, if you're going to try to calm yourself, make it a warm beverage. So there's some research to show that warm beverages can help relax the body as well. And then on top of that, supplements like nootropics. Like Ease, again, is like a nootropic. Basically, nootropics are any kind of supplement that can influence how your brain works, either by altering the mood or making you think more clearly. So Sunrider has an excellent product called Top Focus. It is a combination of different nootropics, including vitamin B12, an amino acid called alpha GPC, club moss, and which is a kind of herb. There's other herbs out there. There's one, I think, like lion's mane, which is a mushroom extract. And what these do is they help with memory. And sometimes one of the stresses that people have when they get stressed out is that their memory gets impaired. You know, they start forgetting things, and that makes them freak out even more. And so improving your memory and taking some supplements that can help with improved memory, it can be, you know, is a good thing. So Top Focus is designed to help memory. You know, you take like 1 to 2 capsules and it boosts your memory for like 4 to 5 hours, and you feel more calm. It doesn't make you jittery. Nootropics in general, they're, you know, a lot of them are designed to help boost that acetylcholine in your brain, and the acetylcholine boost helps with the memory and makes you feel better. So I would be careful about the nootropics that you take. Like obviously, Sunrider uses natural products. Sometimes people sort of fill them with medicines that might be intense on your body. So try and find natural products that aren't full of chemicals, like Sunrider's Top Focus, and obviously, like things like vitamin B12 are excellent. Sublingual vitamin B12 is usually the best. Yeah, so those are some supplements that I take on a regular basis to help me with my anxiety, to help me with my mood. Those are, and that's, you know, instead of consuming things like alcohol and caffeine, definitely recommend some like herbal supplements instead. All right, so these are some different ways, from activities to different kinds of foods to supplements, that can help you de-stress during this especially stressful time during the holiday. I hope that this has been helpful. If you like this video and you like this, what I've said, please like it, share it with your friends. Definitely helps out a lot when these get shared with friends and you like it. So anyways, hope this is helpful, and I will talk to you guys later. This is Dr. Reuben Chen, and I'll see you guys next time. Thanks.